Problem to solve. It's a fact that in this time in the world and the cannabis market is a boom. Some countries began to change their own laws about the prohibition, use and production of cannabis on their territories. The industry has grown up faster in the recent years. In the past, when the market was underhand and illegal, Colombia became the biggest producer around the world. That age was called La Bonanza Marimbera. During these years, to the country entered a lot of money. Currently, one of the biggest markets of medical cannabis is in the UK, but in the process is expensive and doesn't cover all total demand of the country. They have to import the product. Taking account these facts and strict regulations and the market growth right now, Colombia could become one of the biggest competitors in the field, thanks to the advantage as the territory, the weather, the logistic capacity, and be able to overcome markets as the UK.
The main objectives we have for our degree project is analyze the possibilities that Colombia has to enter the medical cannabis market in the United Kingdom before the arrival for the new competitors. So, for this reason, we study different aspects. First, study the main exporters of medical cannabis to understand the challenges that Colombia will face in the repositioning of the market. Second, identify the legal requirements required for the export of medical cannabis to the United Kingdom. Third, describe the production and logistic process required to carry out the export of medical cannabis in the United Kingdom. And finally, estimate the 5 year financial condition of the medical cannabis export project to the United Kingdom. In the background, we identify several important aspects. However, we want to mention four particularities that must be kept in mind. First, medical cannabis has taken on great importance worldwide because it is used in most cases to treat disease. Second, the government wants the country to become the center of operation to produce cannabis based on inputs and medicines due to the competitive advantage that Colombia has in water and soil. Third, analysis of different investigations that result in clarity in the management of the production, export and marketing process. And fourth, Colombia faces newer and faster growing competitors such as the United States, Canada, Germany, Italy, and Uruguay, which have generated high revenues in the medical cannabis industry.
This research is empirical. We resort to make use of qualitative methodology as it is based on the study of different investigations, which has been conducted by people who also find in this topic some curiosity and see beyond the prohibited an opportunity in which Colombia can vindicate itself with the bad image that caused it the drug trafficking in the 70s and 80s, taking advantage of the terrestrial and weather qualities to undertake from the healing components of this plant in a legal and natural way to help different pathologies have a management away from drugs that affect other organs of the body while momentarily relieving the ailments of the person involved. Therefore, to get an idea of the feasibility of this project, we sought technical, market, legal, and financial information regarding both countries that will allow us to know more closely the aspects to take into account. Through the technical study and the evaluation of the different kinds of plants and their chemical components, we made a selection of the type that best suits the product to be exported and the need of the market.
In the market study, we identified that Colombia has a competitive advantage in terms of water, soil, since the ability to grow the plant throughout the year satisfied current demand and in turn because an exporter of cannabis supplies and medicines. Also, it is advantage for our country that there is only one legalized pharmaceutical company in the United Kingdom, since it can over the entire market, which reflects the significant growth for Colombia. And we choose United Kingdom because it's an excellent country to export since imports 100% of cannabis based in medicines. The results of the market study show that Colombia has the potential to compete in the current market. Thanks to its production of cannabis throughout in the year, considerable growth is expected, for which Colombia has a competitive advantage in prices. In the case of the United Kingdom, it is evident that not all the capacity to satisfy the needs of the population is there, since there is only one company that is legal, but the prices are not affordable. So, Colombia has the opportunity to position itself in the market.
For the technique studio, first we have to choose the product description. We find three types of cannabis: cannabis sativa, uh, cannabis sativa indica, and cannabis ruderalis. Uh, every subtype has a different component, different characteristic. The cannabis in general has two type of chemical substance. The first one, it's the THC, that it's tetrahydrocannabinol, that it's the principal psychoactive component of the cannabis, and the other is the CBD, the cannabidiol. This chemical component is devoid of psychoactive uh, product. For this reason, it's used by medical treatments. Uh, the CBD has an analgesic and anti-inflammatory and relaxing effects. So we have to choose the better subtype that has a balance between TCH and CBD. So in this table we could see cannabis sativa has a plus THC and less CBD, so that doesn't work for us. The cannabis sativa indica, it's the same TCH and CBD in the product, so we don't have to use this. So the plant that we use, the subtype that we choose, was the cannabis ruderalis, that has plus CBD and other components and less THC, and it's the subtype that we choose for our products. The second topic is the geographic location. The geographic location for a good quality of the product, we need a specific condition of the floor. Uh, so for in the table we can see the thermal floors between 1,400 and 2,200 meters. The temperature must be between 13 and 24 degrees Celsius. The floor it have to be free of pesticides or heavy metals, and well, the zone that we choose for this that has all these conditions was in Rio Negro, Antioquia, in Colombia. We think that is the better zone to take our cultivation. Continue with the technique study. We will see the cultivation methods. We have two different ways to plant: the outdoor method and the indoor method. With the outdoor, you don't have any control about the weather conditions, the wind, the heat, or the rains that could be. With this method, you can harvest 2 times per year. The other way is the indoor method. With the indoor method, you have all the control about the weather conditions. You can control the wind, you can control the humidity. By these plants, you have to take a 60% by humidity in the environment, so you can control that. And with this method, you can harvest 4 times per year. The outdoor method could a better option for small plantations, and a massive production could be the indoor option, because you have all the control to the environment. You have all the control. The producer can handle different growth stage of the plant and can produce every time of the year. The next step is the export process. The product once it's harvested must be on a strict cold chain For this reason, it must be transported in the less time possible. For this reason, we choose air transport. In Colombia, we have a great logistic in the zone that we choose to be planned. Rio Negro. They have an international airport near, and we can transport by air our product. And we have two direct flights between Bogota and London to Heathrow, and we can send the product in the less time possible. Uh, the other way, the Logistic Performance Index, the LPE, by UK stands on the 9th position because well they have a highest infrastructure to position in the 9th post of this index. Well, they have great airports, harbours, highways to transport, and well, the documentation it's easy.
Bearing in mind that cannabis is a plant that, due to its addictive properties, is prohibited in many countries, certain types of parameters and laws must be in place so that its cultivation and consumption is not considered illegal. It should be noted that the export of the cannabis flower is still illegal. Therefore, you can only export products derived and processed from it. In Colombia, the national regulatory framework governs that endorses the illegal use of cannabis under certain characteristics. This led us to consult Law 1787 of 2016, which contains the type of licenses to be processed according to the type of business that you want to undertake with cannabis. With this agreement, Colombia has access to the first world market, which means that Colombian products, in this case cannabis, reach more customers and more consumers. Regarding the legislation managed by the United Kingdom for or against the use of cannabis legally or illegally, there is not much information. However, we did find quality information that helped us to better understand its management. Today, the legal use of the medical cannabis is allowed, since it was revealed by the end of the year 2018. However, the production or manufacture of any narcotic substances is illegal in the United Kingdom, and this includes the cultivation of cannabis. However, a ONU report revealed that 19 tons of cannabis was grown in the UK in 2016 for medical and scientific use, which resulted in a controversy because this country is one of the main exporters of this plant in the world. Since, according to the same page for 2021, it produced about 67.7% of the total. That is, the remaining percentage is divided between the other exporting countries such as Colombia. As we have stated before, the cannabis-based medicine factory is located there. Such as Sativex. This product, although it is very good for treating disease that cause unbearable pain, reaches very high prices, which does not make it affordable for the entire population with some kind of condition, but on the contrary, it only has a scope for people who have a high economic income to treat their disease. In the United Kingdom, to be a producer of this plant for medical purposes, it is necessary to have a license that is provided by the government, which has a cost of €580, which allows the cultivation of cannabis in a percentage no greater than 0.2% of THC. With this, it is perceived that even in opposite places in the world, the management process is practically the same. unlike that they have certain times of the year in which they can apply, and they have extremely more rigid conditions. Therefore, it could be affirmed that Colombia has an advantage in production and economy over the United Kingdom, since here it can be requested at any time of the year because there are not climatic seasons that affect the yield of crop production. Therefore, it can be exported at any time of the year, which guarantees that contracting party that they will obtain the product when they want it. Colombia is one of the best places in the world to grow cannabis, thanks to its geographical advantage, which helps to lower production costs even when the investment is high. Colombia has the possibility to stand out, taking advantage of the worldwide boom where people are looking for non-invasive medicines for their body to avoid pathologies such as cancer and treat their disease in a natural way. So it is a business opportunity worth investing in. Although the United Kingdom is one of the main exporters in the world, for its population it is an uneconomical product. Therefore, by taking advantage of our resources, we can offer constant market at any time of the year with a direct air shipment and more economical. The United Kingdom doesn't have the potential to satisfy the current demand for medical cannabis in its own territory, so Colombia can position itself in the market.